What's going on, yo? It's J Small Reviews here, back at it again with another video. As you guys can see by the title here, I am doing similar to like I did for GTX, the top 5 battlers who I think need a W most on Summer Madness 13. Subjective list, a little harder to order when you have different guys that have to win for different reasons, right? So don't focus too much, you know what I'm saying, on the order on this one. I know that there's like a million ways that you can splice this one up, but still chose the 5 guys I think benefit most from a win and really either need it. Some need it for career-changing purposes. Some could lose and move on with life, but it really would leaving a big opportunity on the table. So, basic, going down to people who really have the most pressure on them going to SM13. By the way, second YouTube drop came out for URL Battle Week. It was T-Top and Loso. Now, it didn't happen that long ago. I talked about the battle 100 times when it happened. Not really sure me reviewing that one. I know I said review every drop this week, but they dropped the battle from February. You know what I'm saying? I covered Redemption too. So might not see a review on that one. I do have T-Top in the first 2 rounds. Very, very clear. Loso taking the third. For those that want to know, pretty good battle. But without further ado, let's get into the top 5 battlers who need a W on Summer Madness. So at number 5 on the list, we do have someone that is in one of the most tightly contested matches of the night that has had the most trash talk, and that is Fonz. I do have Fonz at 5. Similar to where I would have had Fonz last year when he battled Danny Myers. I mean, at the end of the day, Fonz is one of those guys, like many on this card, that is borderlining top tier, particularly from that UM1 class. And a win over Suge on the big stage does 2 things. One, he's had a really spotty track record versus fellow top tiers. Lost to Danny last year, not a good battle. Did good versus Av, but lost to him. Did okay versus JC, but lost to him. Nitty battle's great. Nitty battle's the outliner. I did have Nitty winning that battle, but that is a fantastic, debatable battle. And then he beat O-Red. When we know where O-Red is right now in terms of past prime. I had O-Red taking the first. Wasn't that impressive a performance. He won because O-Red's voice gave out. Story as old as time, right? So not the craziest. I think a Suge win would really change that, or at least a crazy Suge battle. And secondly, the big stage question marks. Fonz versus Danny. Booed, choked, etc. Did pretty good in the tournament, but when he battled Swamp, didn't really turn out his way. I had him getting 30'd by Swamp, although his material was good. Once again, chokes. And then you have the 2-on-2 recently against Swamp and T-Top, where although his 3rd round ISO is probably the best portion of the battle, at least from him and Av, they got smoked in the first 2 rounds. So he has questions to answer against top tiers. He has questions to answer on the big stage. You beat a top tier that's meant for the big stage on a big stage, you can really start making that argument, or really definitively make that argument, that Fonz is a top tier in battle rap. So for that, with that opportunity on the table, got to include him. From there, we can get into number 4, his teammate from Gnome Impact. We do have Av. Now, this is what I mean by there's different levels of like needing a W, different situations. Fonz is trying to enter top tier. That is very important. He needs a W for that. Av is a top tier in the main event slot. And for some people, they would say, oh, since Av is established, maybe he should have less pressure, or because the opportunity is bigger, he should have more pressure. So I do have him 1 spot up. And as established of a talent as he is, this is his first SM headliner. One of his, he doesn't headline all that often, you know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, Av rarely gets shots at this level of battler. He does have a pretty filled resume. He's a Hall of Famer, in my opinion. But as I say every time I talk about Av, he's battled neither of the Heads of Gun titles. He's battled with Rock, but he hasn't battled Rock or Surf. Free Surf, hasn't battled Calico. Should have battled. Hollow's been running. I mean, Hollow's gotten in a workout, boy. You know what I'm saying? But hasn't battled Hollow Dodon. Hasn't battled Aver. We know millions in promo of that. So all these big matchups that Av has had that are still on the table for him after the years that he's been here. I'm glad to see him get that shot against Rock. But he's got to make the most of it, right? Because if you do anything less than have an amazing battle here or win the battle, if there's any type of clear loss or somewhat disappointing performance, we don't know when we'll see Av in these big shots again. It's going to add ammo to guys that already have blatantly just not wanted to battle him. You know what I'm saying? Avoided battling him all these years for other reasons. Now you add a lackluster SM main event to that. I don't see that happening. I see a great Av showing up to this battle, although I am predicting against him to win. It's the hardest battle to predict on the card. I'd love to see Av win. I think he has the capabilities. I think his angle punching just came a long way. I think he's still as great of a puncher as he ever is. He's a better big stage performer than he's a small room performer at this point. He's been lighting up big stages his last few opportunities. So for all of these reasons, the career trajectory it changes. If he wins this, I don't think that we could see Hollow run anymore. You know what I'm saying? I think a Verb play, who knows for Verb, man? You know what I'm saying? But I think some of these bigger matchups, Calico becomes more available, and that's really the next and final step of Av's career. That's where he has to go next. And to get there, he has to be great in this battle, which is why I think he's someone who needs a W or greatly benefits from a W on Summer Madness. So that's 2 power punchers, and then you enter the top 3, and at number 3, we have someone that's actually a crazy favorite on the late editions, and that is Real Sick. Now, funny enough, he's added late. I believe they have, what they say, 11, 12 days prep or something like that. When you have that, it's very similar. It sounds similar to his K-Shine situation, added late. But we know that Diz is a more beatable opponent than K-Shine. We know that even though Diz might even have a higher ranking name than Shine in terms of, Diz is considered like a god tier level name, whether you like it or not. It hasn't been a god tier level of difficulty to beat him. And as for Real Sick, this is someone who's made a staple off of really great battles versus top talent that he's on the losing side of. Pat Stay. Truthfully, guys, I got him beating Pat Stay in DNA. But I respect that the consensus does not have him beating him. Rest in peace, Pat Stay, by the way. But great battle with Pat, right? DNA battle is really not that good. I'm not going to lie to y'all. The Av battle, he does great in that. Clearly lost that battle. JC, although it's a one-rounder, did really great in that. Clearly lost that battle. I thought him and Chilla is one of the best rookies versus vets battle. And I think as great as his third is with the King and make no royalties off your writtens, it's a pretty short third. I had him pretty clearly losing to Chilla Jones, in my opinion. So he has these great performances versus top tiers. He did beat Danny Myers, you know what I'm saying? Gotta give him his credit. He did beat Magic, but it's not. It doesn't meet to the level of like beating that DNA or beating an Av or beating, you know what I'm saying, one of those top names. And although Diz is a little easier to beat, and we all know that it is than his namesake, it still would be a great win for momentum to say you beat Disaster. It's a big win against a big name. That's really what Real Sick needs. He's been great. No one's denying that his footage isn't great, that he's not a great battle rapper, but he needs a couple signature W's to make that top tier case. I think Fonz might be a little farther across the path than him. Maybe not, you know what I'm saying? Real Sick has a resume of his own. I just think he needs 1 or 2 more key ones to hang his hat on. And then particularly why there's so much pressure is how dominantly he's favored. He should beat Diz. There's no other way around it. By the way, shout out Let's Talk Battle Rap. Got the gear on me right now, man. Shout out to the home team. But he needs the wins. There's no other way around it. At some point in battle rap, you don't got to win all your battles, but you have to win some so I can look at your highlights. You're favored. You're on a big stage. It's made for you. Stylistically, the matchup is made for you. There is zero excuse for Real Sick not to win this battle. That's why, for me, he has some of the most pressure on him coming into this Summer Madness. From there, we get into the runner-up spot, and I think the top 2 you could flip either way because similar to Av and Fonz, they're important for 2 different reasons. But at number 2, I do have Twerk. Similar to Sick, extremely favored. Should he be that favored against Hollow in Houston? We'll see. Obviously, I'm predicting Hollow's way, but as the favorite should be, it's Twerk, and if Twerk performs to his top capabilities, he's just better than Hollow right now. There's just no other way around it. He lands bigger haymakers, more energetic, better performer, more exciting to listen to. I think the strategy is where Hollow could get him, but up front, I just named some of the main aspects of battle rap that Twerk is better at this exact moment. And with the favor that how favored he is in this great run he's been having of about 10 battles where he hasn't lost. You could debatable with Chef Trez, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, hasn't lost. You look here and this is the first big opponent he's had in some time. You win here, who knows who comes up next? You beat a god tier like this, what other god tiers come to the table? We know URL wants to push Twerk while he's on a run like this. This is a next level, similar to Av. You win this one, your next few look even crazier. I'm not gonna say there's no excuse. Hollow's a great battler, but you are extremely favored. You have the energy. Houston is a big energy punch-based crowd. And for me, especially like I said, with that 80-20 favor, New Jersey Twerk has to win this battle on SM13. And that leaves us with who needs W the most in the card. And I feel like this one is almost semi-easy, and that is Jerry West. Unlike some of the other UM1 guys on here, we talked about Sick, we talked about Fonz. I didn't talk about Ace. I just feel like it's really as prevalent as a need. I just feel like Sick and Fonz might have a little bit more of a talking point. You can include Ace in that group of UM1 guys that really need to show out with this opportunity. But for Jerry West, he's not a UM1 guy. He's even older than that, going back to the 2015 class. He's had tons of top tier opportunities, but he hasn't had really those big stage opportunities. It just never lined up for him. So here he is, someone that we always said probably with his performance, his props and all that would be great on a SM or a Gnome, just a big stage. He's a big stage battler that just never seems to be on the big stage. And now you get that opportunity versus DNA. And this is sink or swim for Jerry. If Jerry doesn't do fantastic in this, if it's not a great debatable, if it's not a win, I don't know if Jerry West continues to ever be in these big stage situations again. It took years of fucking work to get him here. And you know, so think about all the work it took just to get Jerry West on one SM. If he doesn't knock it out the park or prove that he can be a perennial piece or a piece they can bring back again, I don't think you will see Jerry West back on a stage like this again. Love what Jerry does. Love what he's done this year, but with all that being said, at some point you have to win. You have to have signature wins, similar to Sick. He did good against Danny. No one remembers the John John battle for whatever reason, but him and John John is a great battle. Personally, had him winning, but it's a very dope battle on the first app-only event. So you got a couple things to hang your hat on. You had a couple tough losses with Arsenal. You lost to Chilla and Nitty Clear. It's time to have a definitive, because similar to these other guys, although he's not a UM1 guy, this is Jerry's moment to seize top tier status. A great battle with DNA, a win, a great debatable performance, the night level performance, and that might be the last piece Jerry needs to enter top tier status. So, you know, it's a toss up, similar with Av and Fonz and similar with Jerry and Twerk. Do you prefer someone that's cementing legacy or someone that's cementing top tier status? You know what I'm saying? So they can begin to have that same ascent as some of those guys that are a little bit above them. It's, you know, depending on what there's high pressure in both situations. But for me, unlike the UM1 guys, Jerry's been here a lot longer. This should mean a little bit more to him. And he has the most pressure on him to win at Summer Madness. And that is my full 5 picks here who I think really could benefit the best from or really needs a W in Summer Madness. Like I said, it's a little tough in battle rap. Guys rebound, guys do different things, right? But I think all of these guys really, they're going to be feeling pressure going into it, as they should, all for different reasons. And I expect all great performances for the most part. You know, with all that being said, usually someone sinks or, you know, someone sinks. If it's sink or swim, there's going to be one or two that sinks. I don't know who necessarily. I guess Diz I have going in, but Diz is solidified. You know what I'm saying? Out of the guys that really need a win, you figure one of them's not going to do good, but I hope all of them do great. I hope all of them meet up to those expectations that are set for them, and I hope they all establish themselves. The ingredients are here for a great 1v1 SM. I think it's been a really long time since we had a great SM with 1v1 battles. I think SM10, maybe, you know what I'm saying? I think that was really good, but even great, I'd go all the way back to SM6, dude. You know what I'm saying? So we're talking like 7 SMs since I feel like we've had a truly historic, great SM. Summer Impact counts, but it's 2v2s. That's just what it is. So the pieces are here, the motivation should be here, and now it's up to the talents to cement themselves and make this one of the better cards. And so on paper, I think they met up to it. I think the late additions have helped with SM. I think SM feels like a SM card, but now the battlers have to make it look like a SM card in motion and give some of their best performances. But you guys let me know in the comments down below, who do you think, if it's one of these 5 names or someone else, really needs a W on SM? Who needs to show out for their career's sake? Is it the top tiers trying to enter that next level, the legacy battles like Av and Twerk have? Or is it the guys that are trying to enter top tier? The Jerry Wesses, the Six, the Fonz, the Aces. You guys let me know down below in the comment section. Should be looking out for another YouTube drop today. Like I said, don't really know if I'm covering T-Top and Loso. Did I lie? Maybe it happened. Battle just happened. But we still got Wednesday, we still got Thursday, we still got Friday. I think we still got Saturday. So it's been J-Smo Reviews again, y'all. As I said, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know who you think needs a W the most on SM13. I'm gonna catch you on the next one, man. Peace.